Hello, Internet. For those of you returning, welcome back. For anyone new, welcome for the first time. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you'll join the conversation. Before we start today, you may want to take a deep breath, kind of, zen out, find your happy place, because this topic is probably going to touch a nerve. Ready? Let's talk privilege. Now, first off, I want to bring up a couple things that I don't think gets touched on enough when people talk about privilege, which is part of why it triggers so many people the moment it's mentioned. The first is that benefiting from privilege does not make you a bad person. You shouldn't feel guilty about it. It's like if you see a blind person. You don't feel guilty you can see while they can't. What you should feel, and I bet you do, is sympathy for them, and the desire to help them if you can, even if it slightly inconveniences you. Privilege works much the same way. So when you discover you enjoy privilege in one way or another, don't take it personally. Just see it for what it is, and try to extend that privilege to as many people as possible. The second thing is that privilege is not a rigid separation of the haves from the have-nots. It's a spectrum. Some parts are really close together with very subtle differences that makes it hard to tell them apart, and others are so separate that it's hard to see that they're part of the same thing. But the simple truth is, all of us benefit from privilege in one way or another. We all enjoy some type of privilege. If you are watching this video, you are enjoying a privilege that huge chunks of the world do not have. So just because you don't enjoy a certain kind of privilege doesn't mean you don't enjoy privilege. Let's start with an obvious example. Toby is from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's got 2 living parents, good healthcare, good food, safe home, and goes to a good school. Selena is from Cambodia, is an orphan. Her parents are both dead. She has no health care, is lucky if she eats once a day, and will never step foot in school. What do they have in common? Neither one of them did a thing to deserve what they have. They were born into it. Let's go with a less obvious example, but one that's more applicable, I'm going to bet, to most of the people watching this video. We've got Jeremy, the son of a banking executive and a society wife in Charlotte, North Carolina. Good home, goes to a good school, good health care, good food. And then there's Daniel. Good home, good health care, good food, goes to the same school. His dad's a principal and his mom's the chair of a PTA organization for their county. You'd think they'd both have basically the same privileges, right? Actually, no. See, Jeremy was raised in an upper-class home and Daniel was raised in a middle-class home. And Jeremy's privilege goes beyond just having more money. See, Jeremy was raised from birth to understand upper-class social values and taboos, and probably had formal training too. On top of that, he has his dad's business connections and his mother's social connections, all of which will help him in life. Daniel, on the other hand, was raised in a middle-class home and has a middle-class social understanding. His father's business connections won't go outside the school district, and his mother's PTA connections probably won't either. These are differences in privilege that Jeremy and Daniel were born into and are completely separate from their own efforts. They both worked hard in school, they're both involved in their community, and they both went on to get an education at a good university. Their decisions will determine the course their lives take. But it's foolish to claim that Jeremy's greater wealth, business connections, and social reputation didn't have an impact. Advantages which he enjoyed from birth and never earned. And that's the core of privilege. It's something that you enjoy, but you didn't earn. Even if Jeremy's father earned every penny he had. Jeremy didn't, so for Jeremy, it's a privilege. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that so you can join us next time when we dive a little bit deeper. I'll see you then.